China has showcased a new capability to refuel strategic bombers at sea using the YY-20 aerial tanker, which significantly extends its strategic reach and enhances long-range aerial strike capabilities. This development marks a fundamental transformation in Chinese air power projection, enabling the world's largest bomber fleet to operate beyond previous range limitations imposed by a lack of aerial refueling infrastructure. The YY-20 tanker and its capabilities. The YY-20 aerial tanker is a derivative of the Y-20 military transport aircraft, which is currently the world's largest military transport jet in production. The tanker variant began combat readiness training in late 2022, providing China with modern aerial refueling capabilities that previously relied on a minimal infrastructure of ex-Soviet Il-78M jets and converted H-6 bomber airframes. The Y-20 tanker reportedly made its first flight in March 2019 with the fuel transport YY-20, official code Y-20U, entering the research and development test phase by 2021. The Y-20, when repurposed for aerial refueling, can carry as much as 90 tons of fuel, a significant increase compared to China's previous aerial tanker, the HU-6, which could carry less than 30 tons. Initially, a short-term plan for the Y-20 tanker variant involved installing refueling pods under its wings and by its rear, a method similar to those used on the Russian Il-78 and European A-400M tankers. This approach requires minimal structural changes and can be implemented relatively quickly and at a lower cost, allowing the Y-20 to retain its full transport capability. Eventually, a more efficient option involves integrating the refueling platform within the fuselage, similar to the Boeing KC-767, which would allow the Y-20 to carry even more fuel, but is more complex and time-consuming to implement. The YY-20 features redesigned landing gear sponsons with sharper front and back ends to reduce air turbulence. In early 2024, the People's Air Force reported that the Wang Brigade progressed from single aerial refueling to multiple refueling, pushing physical and psychological limits and extending the J-20's sustained air superiority combat time. Aerial refueling has become a basic general training subject for the brigade, and their mature model has been shared with other units. The integration of YY-20 aerial refueling with H-6 bombers significantly expands the operational envelope for China's extensive bomber fleet, addressing a critical gap in Chinese air power projection. This capability enables Chinese forces to project power beyond the second island chain into the broader Pacific theater. This extended operational reach transforms strategic calculations for potential conflicts in the region, offering enhanced flexibility for ballistic and cruise missile attacks against U.S. and allied forces. For instance, the Y-20U tanker refueled two H-6N bombers simultaneously under simulated operational conditions, supporting longer mission durations. The H-6 bomber, which is the world's most widely fielded bomber class with approximately 270 aircraft deployed, serves diverse operational roles through specialized variants. These include the H-6G for electronic attack missions, the H-6J and H-6N for cruise missile operations, and the H-6K for long-range ballistic missile carriage. This operational flexibility, combined with aerial refueling, creates unprecedented strategic reach for Chinese air power projection across the Pacific region. The combination of aerial refueling and advanced missile systems, such as the CM-401 ballistic missile observed on H-6K aircraft in 2018, creates formidable long-range strike capabilities. The YY-20 aerial tanker capability fundamentally alters the regional strategic balance by extending Chinese bomber operational reach across the Pacific theater. This enhancement allows Chinese forces to threaten previously secure operational areas and complicates Allied defensive planning due to extended threat ranges. The ability to conduct long-range bomber operations with aerial refueling support creates new operational possibilities for Chinese military planning and potentially deters adversary actions through demonstrated reach and capability. In late 2021, a Y-20U aerial tanker was observed near Taiwan Island among 27 military aircraft, marking its first appearance outside inland China. This was interpreted as a combat exercise to cover fighter jets and extend their flying range. Global Times editorialized that the Y-20 refueling variant's presence confirms the PLA's readiness for comprehensive military preparedness around the Taiwan Straits, enabling them to confront and potentially eliminate external intervention forces. Advanced tanker technology development. The YY-20's successful integration with H-6 bombers lays the foundation for more advanced aerial refueling capabilities. Industry speculation suggests the development of higher-end tanker classes designed for contested environment operations, possibly incorporating advanced stealth capabilities increasingly common in Chinese long-range military aircraft. These future developments would enable aerial refueling operations in heavily defended airspace, further extending Chinese air power projection while maintaining operational survivability. This progression from basic refueling capability to advanced stealth tankers reflects comprehensive strategic planning for long-term air power development. The successful integration of the YY-20 and H-6 demonstrates Chinese proficiency in complex aerial refueling technology and establishes operational procedures for sustained long-range missions, validating Chinese aerospace engineering capabilities. Deployment of H-6 bombers in the South China Sea. China recently deployed 2 of its most advanced H-6 bombers to Woody Island in the Paracel Islands, a disputed region in the South China Sea. This marks the first time long-range H-6 bombers have landed on Woody Island in the Paracels since 2020. Satellite imagery from May 2025 showed 2 H-6 bombers on a runway on Woody Island, along with 2 Y-20 transport aircraft and a KJ-500 early warning plane. This deployment is seen as a signal of Beijing's growing military capabilities to rivals, amid tensions with the Philippines, operations near Taiwan, and ahead of a major defense forum. Analysts suggest that China's long-range bombers do not necessarily need to be based on the Paracels, implying the deployment is a broad signal to the Philippines, the US, and other stakeholders. The H-6 bombers are typically kept at heavily fortified bases on the Chinese mainland, where they would have more protection in a conflict from US attacks. The ability to cycle forces through these bases, especially high-level assets like the H-6, provides the PLA with a force protection mechanism and demonstrates military readiness. The H-6, despite being based on 1950s Soviet designs, has been modernized with improved engines, modern flight systems, and state-of-the-art weaponry, including anti-ship and land attack cruise missiles, with some variants capable of launching nuclear-tipped ballistic missiles.